is a military zone, as it turns out.
I know you're upset, but people need to know which one is better, the Action 5 Pro or the GoPro. And don't even worry about it, it's just 1 week. 5 days. All right, 2.5 days to film all the shooting styles of the cameras. And I mean, I don't even know why you're making such a fuss about this. This is probably gonna be somewhere boring, like...
We begin our adventure in the city of Palma de Mallorca with my morning coffee. As I was having my coffee, I was thinking that filming this entire trip only with the Action cameras might have been aiming a bit too high. It's like filming a vlog with the Action 5 Pro and then immediately showing you GoPro 13 footage for a few seconds. Ignoring the fact that there was a kid playing slot machines a second ago, you can judge the colors by yourself, but I need to show you the GoPro 13's party trick. Because the GoPro 13 films in 5K, it means that with the GoPro, you can do things like zooming in video without losing video quality. And that's a big one, because it offers you many ways in which you can frame a shot any way you like. This compared to the Action 5 Pro, which is just digital zoom. The only problem is, I don't see that big of a difference. I might even be liking the Action 5 Pro a bit more. Anyway, let's get back to vlogging.
I'm really nervous about this log thing on the GoPro. The DLog I've worked with like for my last 10 videos, but this one I never actually managed to figure out. So I hope that all we're filming today actually makes it into a good movie. If not, it's bad for you, GoPro.
Frankly, it was on me, because I had to do the edit and it wasn't great. The flat color profiles really struggled in low light. I was expecting more dynamic range, but instead things got either pretty crushed in the shadows or just washed out. On the GoPro specifically, this was even more noticeable. The official color correction pushed those dark areas way too far, making them even darker than they actually were in this dim-lit parking lot. And maybe it's just me, but the GoPro also looks a bit yellow. Anyway, we kept it moving along and headed off to film in an old city center near Palma de Mallorca. Beautiful spot, super cinematic, and with a name that I masterfully pronounced on the first try.
Status report, we have arrived in Valdehermosa, without the R. Alright, so Valdehermosa. Parking was an absolute heaven.
Ah yes, palm trees. Where there's sun, sand and palm trees, chances are there's an Action camera not too far away. Now, both of these clips look pretty solid. At this point, it really comes down to your personal filming style. What kind of look are you going for? Just to make things a little more interesting, here's some 4K HDR footage from the iPhone 16 Pro. As you know, it can shoot from a bunch of different angles, and it gives you more flexibility.
Old city center.
Valdehermosa is one of those spots that's both beautiful and, thankfully, not completely overrun with tourists. But it also happens to be a real challenge for camera sensors. Scenes like this, going from bright outdoor landscapes to darker indoor shadows, are a great test of dynamic range. And that's exactly what we're seeing here. You can really tell how each camera handles exposure shifts and stabilization at the same time. The GoPro seems to struggle a bit. It's not quite nailing the exposure, and because of how it handles stabilization, you end up losing some fine detail. There's even a little bit of wobble introduced as a result. But honestly, that wasn't even the part that bothered me the most. What really stood out, in a bad kind of a way, was the dynamic range. I know this might be software, but after applying some basic color correction to the flat footage, the results were mixed. Take a look at this. Same scene, different cameras. Which one do you think handled it the best? I mean, even a simple scene, something you'd probably film on your vacation, like this landscape here, the differences are obvious. The DJI gives you a warm, natural look, right out of the box, blue skies, balanced tones, it just feels ready to share. Meanwhile, the GoPro goes with this sort of overexposed, almost white sky. Now, I know the instinct is to say just color graded. And sure, you could, but the point is, with the DJI, you might not need to. It looks good straight out of the camera.
Oh, wow, wow, wow.
So, feeling pretty excited, we headed to our next stop, the city of Soler. The plan? Capture some chill, scenic vibes. And that went well.
Many people.
Realizing we were contributing to the crowd of people, we sat down to wait for one of the city's main attractions, this old tram that runs from the center of the town to the port. With that shot in the bag, we moved on to find a quieter location to finally check in on something important: the battery life of the cameras so far.
Status update. We started with both of the cameras. We started at 100% battery after half a day of filming, where the Action 5 even stayed open by mistake for about 20 minutes. Action 5 is at 66%, GoPro is at 50%, so the GoPro is eating up the battery quite a lot, even though it was not filming as much. So the 5.3K is taking a hit. I wonder how you're gonna hear me now. How are the microphones gonna filter out all the sound around me? We're in a coffee shop where you're also gonna see some sample. How are the microphones gonna filter out all the sound around me? We're in a coffee shop where you're also gonna see some sample images. I still don't have that much of a trust in the log version of GoPro, but let's hope it's actually gonna turn out well.
Another thing we were hoping would go well, the producers picked a spot that looked perfect for this episode's drone intro. And to be fair, on Google Maps, it did look like an easy reach. However,
I don't know, man. This feels... I've done safer things than this.
now with all my extensive hiking experience,
Okay.
I handled this without a single complaint.
Ow. Ow. This feels too grassy. I'm really not dressed for this. I think you're saying it's fine just to calm me down. Ah.
But it was all well when we saw the view that the mini hike had. Only thing is, there was a catch.
Is this legal? Ah, haha, this is great. Oh. Look at this view. Let's see what the drone sees. Last time I did this in Portugal, the military showed up. So I'm super enthusiastic about this flight. It's gonna be super good. Same vibes. I don't think we're supposed to be here, so we're keeping up with a constant part of maybe we're gonna upset the police or the military. This is a GoPro Log, by the way, that you're seeing now. We can only film on one camera for now because we're operating too much machinery. Start.
But just as we were absorbing this beautiful view,
What's happening?
It's a military zone.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Let's hide.
Well, that didn't go according to plan. We came down through this just for 30 seconds of footage with a drone, because this is a military zone, as it turns out. And you know that I had the same small adventure with the military, linked somewhere up here, and I don't want that again. It's quite stressful. Going through the savannah again. How many bugs do you think I have on me right now?
0.
Not true. Probably crawling with bugs right now. The reason why I'm using the Action 5 Pro now is because it has much more battery than the GoPro 13. So this is why I think it's a bit more reliable when it comes to these situations when you're far off from some electricity. Oh, this just for 30 seconds of footage. And I filmed all of this in 4K 60, and the other one is in 5K 60, which is like super inefficient.
honestly, when you stack these two slow motion shots side by side, the GoPro actually scores some points above the Action 5 Pro. Granted, with some color grading on both shots, in this particular case, I picked the GoPro. It just looks better.
All right, so the reason why I was not able to fly there, that's why. Oh my God. Yeah, dodged that bullet there, and I wanted to fly next to this. This military thing is becoming a habit. Also, this is the little car. Peugeot.
While testing out slow motion a second ago, it hit me. We hadn't actually shot anything in 4K 60 or 120 frames per second, so we pulled over for a quick breather on this quiet stretch of road and filmed one of the most cinematic views we could find in slow motion. This is very, very pretty. Mallorca has views almost at every corner. First up, the Action 5 Pro, and honestly, it looks great. Super smooth, rich colors, just really clean overall. Then we switched to the GoPro, which immediately picked up a bunch of lens flares and gave footage with this odd color. Not great, not terrible. To mix things up, we also brought in the iPhone 16 Pro. So now the question is, which one handled this shot the best? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'm curious to see how you think about this. When it comes to 4K 120, the DJI looks great, whilst with the GoPro I think we made some wrong setting. We'll just have to revisit this later on.
Military zone, not a military zone. It's like everything is military zone in this island. You're not wanted. Look at this guy. How are you even going through there?
Running into a few mountain goats on the road was a good sign. It meant we were getting close to one of the mountain viewpoints we really wanted to film. After a bit of more driving and maybe some light fence jumping, we made it to another stunning spot, perfect for putting these cameras to the test. Again, Mallorca with its absolutely stunning views. As we're doing the usual side-by-side camera test here, same scene, same angles, so you can decide for yourself which one nailed it. Mid-shot, we realized something pretty important. We completely forgot about the sunset. And the sun, it was going down fast, and with it, our chances of filming any of the drone shots we wanted for the intro.
So that's where we're going. That went spectacularly well. Let's see what the damage is. No damage. It fell from there to there. And I think I damaged it here a bit. But all in all, we're doing well. Status report on these two cameras. Action 5 Pro is at 50%. GoPro is at 33%. We have filmed more with the Action 5 Pro. So the battery from the GoPro is already in yellow, so that means it might turn off at any point. Sometimes when it reaches 10%, it just turns off. So I will charge it, and we will call the Action 5 Pro the winner. Also, what a place we saw a second ago. Amazing.
But that's not amazing. You know what's amazing? Rushing down the tight mountain road you saw earlier, trying to catch the sun before it set. And as we were progressing, somehow my fluent Spanish skills also managed to decrease.
Porta de Scalobra. Bienvenidos. And now we walk. Feels like we are out of sun. Or maybe the sun is over there. I'm not fully sure. We need to walk because we weren't allowed to go with the car. So let's see if we can fly the drone without upsetting the military this time. Whoa, look at that. Boom. 5x. 10 is just right. Going out. Here we go. We only have action cameras and the drone, so nothing does really well in low light. So I think there's some sun, but it's on the other side. I mean, take a look.
And so here we are. We set off on this little journey of ours to see if you could actually do a proper holiday with just the lightest bit of gear. No massive setups, no bags full of lenses, just you and the trip in front of you and the views.
We were there initially, and now we are here.
Some more cinematic with great colors, some filmed a bit more on the edge, some were a bit more real with gigabytes of data filling up the microSD. But speaking of views, we realized for the first time that day that we weren't even thinking about catching the shot or not. We totally forgot about the sunset. But boy, did we catch the sunset that evening. Every angle, every corner brought in something even more delightful for the eye to see. Actually, the entire day today was as if every spot was fighting to show us, I am the best view you have seen. I am the one you'll remember when you go home. And in the end, we got the icing on the cake with this sunset. And it might just been the end of our episode, because once the sun goes down, action cameras are going to be useless. Or are they?
Alright, so that was that. We're now going back to the hotel. We have about 1 hour drive. The sun is out. So this is probably the best quality that I can get with these action cameras. It's fine. I really hope I can edit the GoPro footage after this. Now, just a pure curiosity, this is how the iPhone looks under the same conditions. I do think the iPhone has the upper hand in most of the cases because of the way it processes the image, but the Action 5 has felt quite an all-arounder in all it had to do. Let's see when we have the footage at the end. This is the ultra wide, and this is gonna be the wide, the normal camera. And we are on the normal camera, the wide of the iPhone 4K 24. Nothing more to add. I think this is too close up for me to actually vlog on, but I do think it's best when the light is like this.
And this moment marks the spot where my brain lost the ability to produce any comprehensible speech that day. We had about a 2-hour drive ahead of us with almost no cars on the road. There was a moment where I tried to conjure up the energy to give you one last update, and it went like this.
So it's about a time we started charging this.
The rough interpretation is that I was trying to tell you that I will be charging the Action 5 Pro for the first time today after a full day of filming. All my other devices had to either charge or were dead except this one. So kudos DJI.
No cars. So this is a parking place, okay? Great. It's gonna be great. Everything is gonna be great.